All right. So welcome to Ivy's bootcamp. And today we are going to talk about how we transform data into insights by harnessing AI to make powerful, impactful dashboards in Power BI and Tableau. All right. So once again, since the recording started, so what we're here today is to see a merger of the AI tools, various AI platforms that are there, and we are going to use the AI to transform data into insights for things like Power BI and Tableau. Anyone who has been working, anyone who has been working on dashboarding, Power BI, and has also used some AI tools to make their work easier.
Yeah, I have
You have. What are the tools you've been using?
Azure, Power BI, Copilot, dashboarding.
Okay, wonderful. And anyone else?
Yeah, I'm doing only in Tableau.
Tableau. Okay. And you take help of any AI tools in there?
As of now, I'm not taking help of any AI, and that is the reason I'm attending this session.
Okay. Perfect. So a lot of you are working on Tableau and Power BI. And now today we're going to talk about, what are the things that AI can do for me while I create those dashboards? What are the, the what do you say? What are the website that can help us out? And in what process of the creating a dashboard will help us out? So where AI can be used. So when I talk to a lot of people who are trying to get into this industry or people who are working in this industry, one of the major challenges that we have is that when we get the data, we don't know where to begin with, or we know how to create a dashboard, but our dashboards don't look very good. So the wireframes are missing, the placements are missing, or when we already have a data, we want to get quick insights from the data to understand where should we go, right? So where all AI can be used, where I use AI is, we'll talk about it. I use AI to find key insights. So a lot of websites are there, chat GPT is there. Recently I worked with this website called Claude, which gives very good insights into the data. You can upload your PDF reports into it, it will analyze. You can upload your Excel data sets, CSV data sets, and it analyzes to give the insights. It also suggests analysis which can be done on the data, because a lot of time we don't know where to start from. I'm not saying it is going to give you extremely complicated analysis done or give you ideas for there, but it is a starting point from where it kind of have a conversation with you, and you can help build what analysis is a possibility on the data that you have. Then another problem that we face when we work with the BI tools is the relationship between the tables. And as we all know, in today's era, we do work with a lot of tables. So creating an ERD is an important step, and pretty much modeling is a engine behind all the work that a BI analyst does. So to understand which is my lookup table, which is my data table, which is my primary key, which is my foreign key, again can be done through AI. It also can create visuals for you. When, let's say, I am going to pick Olympics data set, and when you feed in the data set, you can ask questions like a business user. And what it does, it creates, not only give you the insight based on what you ask, but if you want to create visuals to see it visually and to download these visuals directly into your reports, you can do that as well. And some more ways to analyze data, like, okay, you've given me this information, what else, or is there any other way I can analyze the same data set? I also use this to come up with some good, impactful titles for the stories or the insights that I've generated. We are in one era where, everything has to be interesting for a person visually. In terms of reading, it has to be interesting for a person to go on and understand what you're presenting. So an impactful title is also very important on your charts, on your dashboards, on your stories that we are trying to do. And this is where I really find it easier, where gives me help in creating wireframes for the dashboard. Probably I'll call myself good in dashboarding in terms of technical side on the business side, but where it comes to design, that's not where I am very good at. So AI tools, some of the AI websites, which helps you to create the wireframes as well. So before we jump into the data, I'll talk about few tools that I use on a regular basis. One is ChatGPT. I'm sure a lot of you are using this for it. One is Claude, again, a very useful AI platform. Sometimes ChatGPT gives little generic stuff. Claude, I've seen it gives much better, deeper insights, and it helps you to generate your uh, the charts, the visuals very nicely. Then there's a website called Mockup, and there is another website. There are a lot of websites for wireframing, but what is special about Mockup is that it helps you, it gives you a template. So if you are creating a dashboard for a particular, let's say, type of data or the industry or the business, then it kind of gives you that what are the typical screens that would be there, what kind of filters are going to be there, how the placement should look like. You can download a wireframe from there, upload in your BI, and just place your charts right on top of those placeholders. So that's where Mockup comes into picture. Any other thing that you want to add on over here from the participants? I'm sure everybody is exploring a lot of AI tools these days. No?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes,
Is any
please.
one of them is a paid service?
All of them are paid services. But yes, there are limitations. Like, for example, cloud is something that it allows you till certain number of messages that you can send, it works. But after a while, it has to be paid. That's how they're going to make money. And same in Mockup, it gives you some basic wireframes that you have. But if you want to do something more customizable, then again it's a paid services. But basic work we are able to do it very easily with the free services also. So it's not necessary till I don't pay them, I will not get any benefits from them. All right, none of the AI tools or the GPTs are free anymore. All right, so I hope all of you have the data set that I had sent. Everybody has the data set.
Yeah, we have downloaded it.
Downloaded the data set.
I
So
think somebody in the chat is saying they are yet to download, I guess.
please share the link. Please send. Okay, hold on. One second. Okay, Joel, George, you have done that. Is this the one? Let me quickly check once. Yes, this is the one. So the latest thing that is going on in our world is Olympics. So I thought, why not pick Olympics data set and try to work with this. So this data set is of 2021. Yesterday night, I was trying to create till date, like whatever events have happened, trying to gather the data for that so that we could do a kind of uh, a comparison from last year to this year, but that work is still incomplete. Again, used AI to do that because there was no direct connection with the website that was happening. So kind of took screenshots, uploaded, told it to create a table, had multiple tables, then told it to create into single table, and so on and so forth. So over here, what we have information like athletes information is there. We have coaches, we have gender wise, then information, we have medals, we have teams, right? So if I ask you that, okay, what kind of dashboard would you create on it? Or how will we utilize all this information to
Basically,
create
the
that
country rankings for each
country
country.
ranking?
Yeah,
Okay.
what are see, for each country, what are the teams who participated? For teams, what are the medals they gained?
So when you say teams, you're talking about specific sporting event.
Correct.
Okay. So we are talking about country-wise medals,
Ranking, yeah, right.
who's leading, and then we are talking about country and event-based medals.
Yeah,
Okay. What else comes to your mind? Person with the most
yeah,
medals.
yeah,
Okay. Person with most medals.
All individual records that built in this Olympic.
That, yes, that is something probably the data won't have. But yes, to add on to your story, to add on to your dashboards, GPTs can do that for us, right? So the records made in 2021. Who made it? What were the records they created?
Yes. Gender-wise medal tallies.
Gender-wise medal tallies. And why would we do that?
To compare how from last year to this year, I mean, from the previous event to this event, the ratio is changing. Like if
Okay. So,
the more
mhm.
female players are getting medals, that means that there is chances that the participating from the female candidates will be more into next year's. Like we can
Yeah.
compare last two events or last three events Olympic.
Okay.
basically equality ratio.
Gender equality, yes. So, since I was not able to finish this year's data and it's incomplete, the event has not ended. So it's going to be difficult to compare. But what we can see from the last event is gender equality in Olympic Games is there or not. Then somebody saying participation ratio according to the count and winning ratio. Very good.
And
Okay.
then we can create a heat map,
Mm.
which focuses on the country-wise medals. So
Okay.
we
Country
can
wise.
have a
So
look
which visual
in
we want
one,
to pick? Yeah.
yeah, in a one shot, in one map, we can see which are the countries having the bigger. I mean, definitely they are on the top of the list, but in one shot, you can just figure it out from a map that
Mm.
these are the countries who's topping the list.
It's a
Okay.
map view, I think.
In Power BI, you have in Tableau, we have maps, and easily we can plot it there.
Yes,
Medals for each country from initiation till date. We don't have such historical data. We just have for 2021. We need to identify what is the KPI of the dashboard. Okay,
yes.
country-wise, gender-based according to the world. See, there are a lot of things where I think the GPT really comes handy or AI comes handy is when we start looking at the data and specifically when we are looking at the data from single table point of view. That time I feel that our thought process is very restricted. 1 second. I had, what did I do to my own data? So there is a very, we are restricted to our thoughts. Like, for example, since we have a country table,
Ma'am,
we are
if you
thinking,
have the data from last Olympic, we can work on this also.
so 2021 is the last one.
2020, I think 2020.
2021.
Yes,
2020 was
correct.
COVID. So
COVID,
that's the
yes.
data I've shared with you. The data set that you are looking at. This is
Yes.
the data of 2021 Olympics.
Okay.
Okay. So what I was saying is, for example, if you look at this athletes data or coaches data or gender, then our thought process is very restricted to one particular type of table that we are looking at. Right now, I have multiple tables, and when we put multiple tables together and we create a join in the tables, then we get the real analysis and some of the extensive calculations or the DAX that we can create.
That's
So
correct. Yeah.
so if let's say, for example, for someone, I think everybody who is contributing are the people who are already working in this particular domain, right? The
Yes.
people who have been contributing so far in the whole conversation are the people who are already working, have good experience on working on data and working on BI tools. A lot of people, WR or OR stats in comparison to current wins. So what about people who have not worked and they want to get into this industry or they want to create dashboards? So for them, this is where the AI tools will come into picture, right? Very first thing probably I would like to do is, number one, I would like to analyze the data, right? So how can you analyze the data? Like you can see, I have opened ChatGPT and you can upload the files from your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and upload all these files. Now, the main thing about any GPT, any AI tool that you guys are using, the most important thing is what? What do you think helps you to be
To
good with
frame the
AI?
question correctly.
Prompt. The
The
prompt.
prompts. The prompts are very, very important, right? So I'm going to put the prompt. This is 2021 Olympics data set based on all the data uploaded. Give me, let's say, top 5 insights. Top 5 insights. Okay. Now, ideally, it would be good if I'm able to ask top 5 insights based on what? Let's say top 5 based on countries' participation, top 5 in terms of sports, top 5 in terms of athletes. So let's say based on country participation. Right? So as precise as you can give your prompt, the better results you will get. So now what all these AI is doing, it's trying to read all the tables that we are given to it. And based on what are the common keys and everything, it can sit and analyze your table. So why do we do that? We get a quick understanding of our data also, right? Simple thing, it has shown that there are 84 countries. So we know there were 84 countries. There were total 11,085 athletes were there. Gender distribution, somebody had said we have 5,432 females, 5,844 males that are there. Now, all this information, it's not that I can't get. I can, but I will have to use the tools to understand my basic data. Now it has become easier. So if you are talking about top 5 countries with the highest medals, that again it has given broken down by the medals. Diversification, the countries participate in different things. United States taking part in most, spanning over 18 different disciplines. So quickly it has given us an overview, right? Then the best part about these things now has become that not only you stop here and then you have to think again what can be the conversation, but you can also look at the prompts that it is giving. So if I wanted to break down of coaches per country, so if I'm trying to work on a particular aspect of the data, then I can continue talking on that. Make sense? Yes.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
this is a huge amount of data. In the sense, we have the athlete side, we have the country side, we have the coach side, we have the the sport side, everything. So typically, when you create a dashboard, should we talk about everything? Should we talk about all the data sets that we have?
No, we only talk about the topmost prioritized.
Whatever you want to bring as an insight into the data. So let's say can let's help me out. What could be one particular story we want to talk about in terms of Olympics 2021? One story idea, not multiples. We can't do multiples. One story idea I want to do. So let's say we don't know. Let's ask GPT again. So there's GPT, right? Then, like I said, let me introduce over here. Again, we have cloud. This is, you will be surprised. I don't know if anybody has used this thing, but this is also very, very interesting software.
I have used
And
it.
you've used it. I
Yeah.
think it has a little more accuracy when it comes to the insight generation and summarization of the data, right? So over here, like for example, I'll give you one of my acquaintance had come with a PDF file, and he said, "Can you analyze it?" And I have PDF, I don't have Excel sheet. So can you help me to analyze my data? All I had to do is add content. And let's say if I go to the download portion of it, and over here, he had given me the summary of, he had put some exhibition in Delhi, and he said, okay, can you just analyze it? So over here, again, the same process like in ChatGPT. So I would say analyze the success of, or analyze the order details of the uploaded document. Also create visuals to make it easier for me to understand the insights, right? And thankfully, it doesn't need a lot of things from me. So over here, very nicely, it has given me who are my top 5 parties, what were the design distribution and overall insight. Not only that, now it's working on the visual side of it. So I can do everything in one shot, and it creates nice downloadable outputs for me. I can simply go over here and download the entire summary and bring it. Over here, it's showing me the order distribution, daily order distributions. On the first, it was less, maximum we got in the last day. And again, we can keep on asking about more questions. Like, for example, if I wanted design wise, and always, prompts are important. So what I wanted to do is create visuals to understand unique designs bought by different customers. So a lot of business users
Ma'am, your voice is really breaking.
able to work on the data and create
Ma'am,
these things.
hello,
But trust me, when I work with the business users, I think creation of such a
hello.
small
Your voice is really breaking.
column chart is also a troublemaker. And
Hello.
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Your voice is
Yeah,
really
Hello.
breaking, actually.
breaking.
One
Yeah.
second. Uh, I know. One second. Let me know if it's little better now.
Yeah, it's
Guys, can
better.
you hear me? It's
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
So like over here again, it's creating the entire code for it, and it will create a nice visual for me to understand unique designs bought by the different customers, right? So ChatGPT is there, and I've been using ChatGPT for a long time. But when I came across this particular website, I think it gives much better insights. I think because of my internet, there are some issues going on. But otherwise, if you look at the insights, it talks about design with darker colors across multiple customers are more popular. This is something that as an analyst, you need to really, first of all, you need to think in that direction. That's problem number one. Problem number two, it will take time for us to work with it, right? So it's giving nicely that darker colors are working better. And you see the customer tend to order wider variety and smaller than the quantity is less. Isolated dark cells represent some design appears to be ordered by many customers. So what are those popular designs we can understand, and so on and so forth. So this website is one thing that I really enjoyed, not just like asking questions, but this website I would use in order to analyze and get very quick insights along with the visuals for my work. Okay, so I hope you guys do that too. Now, let's come over here. What we were discussing back in the Olympics, that how do we even figure out what are the key things I can talk about based on this data? So over here, again, I can ask ChatGPT, give me suggestions for making a dashboard for this data set. Give impactful heading for each dashboard suggestion. Okay, so things like this also you can go back and ask your ChatGPT that, why don't you tell me what I can work with? For example, it's saying, okay, one thing we can talk about is global participation overview. One thing we can talk about is medal insight, or we can talk about athlete demography, or we can talk about top performing nations, or we can talk about sports and event participation by the country, or gender representation across discipline. And whatever you like, one particular, these are multiple thought processes on this data set. So everything cannot be there. Everything cannot be there. The coaches, the medals, the athletes, not everything can be on the dashboard. So once we pick one particular, what you call thought, okay, this is what my dashboard should talk about, then we can again take it up and keep on creating the visuals for it. And at the bottom, you see, can you generate visuals for the dashboard? So it will go ahead, even create the visuals for a dashboard, right? The map showing the number of athletes by country, bar charts for top 5, pie chart, bar chart, heat map, everything it is going to help you to do. So this is one aspect that when I'm holding, like when I get a data, I can quickly find insights, quick answers I can get without really getting my hands dirty even with the data. Second thing, I can get an understanding of what could be my main idea behind the dashboard that I want to display to the user. Third thing, if I want to understand, okay, let's say I want to talk about gender equality in Olympics. What are the things I can analyze? So it will even tell you that, further tell you that, okay, what are the things you want? And for everything we are doing, we can ask it to create charts. So all the charts are being created over here. So this is giving you sports and event. So these kind of things you may or may not really think about, like for sport and event participation by country. Higher, darker the color means more participation. As it's becoming yellow, it's lesser participation. So we can see till this point, till Poland, we have darker colors, and after that, the yellow portion are the countries which are not participating so much, right? So few things you can think like a bar chart or column chart, but few interesting visualizations it gives to you. So this also helps you to get an idea for your dashboards, right? Now, main part, like I said, modeling is a basis of any BI dashboard that you guys create. If your data models are not correct, if your understanding of the tables is not correct, creating a dashboard is not going to be easy, right? So again, let me ask, create ERD for the data uploaded. And definitely, human intervention and human understanding of the data is very, very important. If you're getting most of the things from AI, then what is the future of Power BI and Tableau? See, Amol, think about it. I have not opened Power BI or Tableau. Before you can even start working with the tool, there are a lot of things that you have to do it pre-hand. Like I said, the very first thing you would be doing is what is the main idea that I'm going to show in my dashboard? What's the main story? I always keep telling people that think about your dashboards, think about your reports as newspaper articles, where you have a very, very impactful headline. And when you read the headline, you can get a gist of it, followed by a very impactful chart, neat and clean, clutter free, easy to understand chart. Once you read the headline, once you look at the chart, you know the story, right? But even before you do that, a lot of legwork is required to create a dashboard. And that is the title. What are the questions you will be answering in that dashboard to meet the headlines? So, for example, my question could be gender equality and a question mark, right? So, what kind of questions should I ask? Is it country-wise gender? Are there countries which has gender equality? Some don't. Is it sports-wise gender? Is it age-wise gender? So many questions are there. So this AI is going to help you think in that direction. Okay. Plus, ERDs will be creating in your Power BI and Tableau. But what it is helping me to understand is, for example, team, these are your columns. Relationship, link NOC with the other tables like medal, coaches, and athletes. So when you're creating an ERD, you have a very good understanding what should I connect with what. Otherwise, you have to open the each and every table, look at the columns, look at what is a primary key, foreign key, and that takes time. So think about all these AI tools like a junior assistant to you who is doing the basic legwork. And once the basic legwork is ready, then we are going to do the main working in Power BI or Tableau. Make sense, Amol? And guys who are already working in this industry, I don't know if you agree with me. This is like a legwork. The main work only human will be doing.
Most importantly, ma'am, when we get the data from the clients, it has a lot of ambiguities. There are repeated data there. So there's
Ambiguities
no
are there. And I think when you get data from the clients, you don't even understand the data so well.
correct.
Biggest
You
challenge
need
is
to,
they treat you like you're working for them forever.
yes, this is the
The,
term you do it.
the transformation is the key part wherein we really make some sense, and when we have the meeting with the client, it all goes wrong.
Yeah. So I know I've had many times when we had like 3 hours, 4 hours meeting, and they're doing data dumping so fast to me that I'm like, honestly, I walk out of this room, probably 80% of information is gone from my head. So it's so much information they pass on. So, a little bit understanding or, AI is doing that for us makes our life a little easier, our work becomes a little faster. So that's why AIs are required, but nobody can remove a human touch to any of the tools that we are working with. Correct? Now, one more tool, like I said, I've got the headlines, I've got a gist of how I can get my charts, questions I can get, I know how to create my ERD. The last part of creating of a dashboard is what most of the
Hello.
clients will, yeah.
Can you repeat the chart part? Actually, I just not able to understand the chart part.
The charts, basically, you can ask, for example, it is giving you a visualization. Can you visualize medal data by sport? Okay. So once you click over here and you write the keywords like create a visual or
But I
visualize
think in the
this
chat
data.
GPT, which is the query, which is in that it will not come, right? This
Etisham, say it again. ChatGPT.
chat GPT, which we are using as a free, right? It will not come this option. It in the paid option only it is available, right?
Okay. So, like, for example, I use the paid version of ChatGPT, but the same work I have done in this software, which is Claude, and I'm not using the paid version over here at all.
Okay. And here
Okay,
how we
that's
can
why I
do the
introduced
visualization.
this. Say that again.
Here in this cloud, how we can do the visualization.
So, like for example, if you look at the prompt, I told, okay, analyze the details of the uploaded document, and this document is a PDF document, and also create visuals to make me understand. So it has done order analysis, visualization. Then, as and when you keep on telling it, like over here, then I said, okay, create visuals to understand unique designs bought by different customers. So what it does, it keeps on giving you the visuals along with at the bottom, it also does an explanation and gives you insights. So key insights from the visualization. That's what I love about this AI platform. It gives you end-to-end information, things that you've asked, things that you've not asked, what it thinks is important from reporting, from the insight generation. It does that for you. Like I didn't ask for the colors at all, but it is showing me the design of the darker colors come across are most popular, right? So a lot of things in terms of insight generation, I found this platform to be much better than Chat GPT because I don't know, I've used the same file on both the platform. Some places I got a lot of errors in Chat GPT. So I found this to be a much better tool for insight. And it was easier for the end user. Like I told you, I was doing it for a friend as a favor to make him understand his data, what he's done. And when I explained him how to do it on this, he was able to do it much faster. So it was much easier over here. All right. So you have also using Claude is better. Yeah, Claude and paid GPT are giving the same results. Yes. But again, when you're not on the pro version, which I am not, I have a limitation of how many messages I can send back and forth. That is over here the disadvantage, that it limits my work. I have to look at the time again to start sending messages. Right? One more AI tool we're going to talk about, which really helps me once again, and that is called Mockup. This tool, the first thing,
Again, your voice
since
is
I
breaking,
work
ma'am.
like a consultant with a lot of voices breaking, I'm going to turn off my video if that is okay, because videos take a lot of bandwidth.
I think so.
How about now? Is it a little better? Yeah. So again, every time voice breaking, better. Okay. So every time you work with any of the clients for these BI projects, the first thing and the one thing that has to be done, and they will ask for it also, is create a mock-up or create a wireframe of the final dashboard. Now they want to understand how it will be in terms of look and feel. They want to understand in terms of what elements you will be putting and so on and so forth. So a lot of time I have raw structure. Yeah. Raw structure in the sense it could be a dummy data set. You're just drawing, okay, there's going to be a column chart, there's going to be a pie chart, and this is the filters, this is where the KPIs, this is how your KPIs will look, and so on and so forth. Now, to create those mockups, we have had um, a lot of tools are there. Like Figma is one of the very, very famous tools that is existing for a very long time in the industry. But this one is even better. For Figma also, you guys need to be very good in the design sense, very good in the layouting. But what I found over here, that it has got excellent templates, right? And let's say, and you can change the colors. Over here, it is telling you what are the industries. For example, if I want to look at in sales, what are the type of dashboards can be there? So it will give you all the possibilities. So that helps you also to think, okay, this is something that probably my client would require from me, number one. Or it can be something, okay, this is the nice design, this is a clean present. So Abhijit, if you worked in Figma, you would understand it's a lot of work. And what it will do is box for you. But over here, for example, if I open this, I want to view the template. It gives you very neat and clean way of looking at the data. So it's telling you, okay, they are going to be, this is my slicer, a filter. This is my KPI. Over here, I am doing actual versus forecasting sales analysis. Over here, it's like a bookmark where if you want to look at the view of in terms of charts, you can. If you click on in terms of table, it will give you just a simple numbers. Over here, there are regional sales and there's north, south, east, everything. The map is here. And these are your buttons to go from one page to another page. So this in total is about 3 pages. So if I know they have not created like a page, but when you click on view field actuals and when you click on forecasted, it'll make the changes over here. Best part is it gives you a nice layout. It gives you a thought, okay, if I put things over here like this, it looks nice. And it gives you a lot of variety to go through. So how can we use this on a Power BI? So what I have done is the sizes and everything is mentioned when you try to use it. I take the same background up in the Power BI platform. The size you have to match up. Once the size is matching, just overlay your actual tables on top of it. So these act like a placeholders. Make sense? So everything is pre-designed, like what we do in PowerPoint presentations or what we create
we
in
need to actually match the size of the chart controls,
dashboard. Yes, we have to match the
and
size.
and then remove. Do we need to remove this?
I typically don't remove, I superimpose on top of it. So it acts like
Okay.
a background. It helps me to recognize what we had
Yeah,
thought to put
like
over here.
the
Because
loading time, it
Mhm.
shows the background also, so that the user might not feel the lag that there is something coming up. Maybe a loader kind of a thing. It it might look
Yeah,
like a place if you superimpose, I think.
yes, we are going to superimpose. But again, this is the data that is generating. They're doing it from dummy data set.
Hmm.
So either we use this as like, for example, we can use this as a background, or what we can do is now that we understand how a nice dashboard should look like, how should the placement be, this gives us an idea in Power BI and Tableau to create similar things. So you can use in both the ways. All right. Right. So once you've got, so like I said, we start with the title, what we are trying to say. We talk about the questions that we are going to put on our dashboard. We talk about the ERDs, again, that I'm doing using AI. Then you talk about wireframing, again, using AI. Once this is done, put all the things in your Power BI or Tableau or Google Studio or Looker, any of the platforms. It won't matter. But this basic legwork, which takes a lot of time, that is done. Most of the time, we struggle in these portions. Creation of the BI dashboards, once you've done with all these activities, should not take you more than half an hour. But to do this activity, the thought process, that's what takes a lot of time as an analyst. Right? This is paid. This is again, when you go to the versions over here, there are two types of things. Like in Canva, if you would have seen, Canva has paid and free. So anything which is pro is paid. Anything does not have a pro on it, it is free of cost. Like I said, they would not be the company would not give everything for free. Otherwise, they don't make money at all. So definitely it's always going to be a mix. There is going to be a free part of it. And then once you really, really like it, when you get used to it, then you don't mind paying for it. Canva for wireframe. Canva can be used for wireframe. Like I said, Figma is used quite a bit. What I really, really enjoy working with is PowerPoint presentation. I think that's the easiest for anyone to understand, because to understand Figma's interface and the choices and all the windows that open up, again, that takes a lot of time to understand. So if you're not a person who is doing only wireframing all the time, your main work is analyst, and now you've been told to do one or two dashboards, and creation of the dashboard is, let's say, quarterly or a yearly thing for you, then I think these websites are much better. And PowerPoint presentation is much better, even than using Figma. Figma, I think it's a little more technical software that we have to use. David, what do you think? Canva is easy, but other one is message in YouTube. But Figma, we have to design. Yes, we have to design. The thought process of a designer has to be there. Okay, so I'm not a designer. Like I said, I'm not a designer. I am very poor with design. I'm very poor with color combination. So I use a lot of websites to help me do all these things, because as an engineer, this is not what my forte is. You ask me to do in-depth analysis, you write me to ask DAX, I can do that. But you'd ask me to design something, not the person for it. So that's why for people like me, this is easier. And thought process, I think with the AI introduction, a lot of things that used to take a lot of time to think, to process, that has reduced. And it kind of acts like a validation also. Let's say you've taken a data set and you've created the entire dashboard, you found some insights. AI will help you to validate those things as well. So you can ask those specific questions on that data to the AI, and it will confirm whether the insights, it will give you the insights. You can confirm the insights with the AI tool and your dashboard. You can match it up to see if there is any difference or not. Right? So I think now that we have done this thing, it's very easy. I am not going to open Power BI or Tableau. The reason being, if there are people who have worked on Tableau, when I open Power BI, you'll be confused. If I open Power BI, Tableau user, and vice versa, or people have never used it. But I hope now it's little better understanding how AI is making us work faster and more efficient, not replacing. A lot of people keep asking, are we getting replaced? Nobody can replace you. Even if, like, to Claude, you can, in fact, you can ask it to even create a dashboard to show all the insights in one place. You can even ask it to create dashboards for you, and it will do it. But they are very, very basic dashboards, right? In look and feel, they are not the greatest, but it will, again, give you a thought process that, okay, this is something that I can create. See, it's working very hard. And you can also tell it to create dashboard in HTML code so that we can pick the code and browser console for more client-side exception. So it's giving me this a lot.
Give a refresh if possible.
I know. Let's see. I think my internet is also slow because of the rain. It is creating something, but again, it's not.
Or else you copy the code and paste it in a file and save it as HTML.
Yeah, that can be done. Okay, it cannot do PDF. It's doing again instructions to the view dashboard. But idea is clear to you guys, right? Any questions that you have? It's giving you instructions also on how to use it. Any questions that you have? Anything that you would like to share? Can we find what is a primary key and foreign key using AI? Okay, this was one of the questions that somebody had asked. Can we use foreign key and primary key? Can we find it out? Like I gave you the example on the data set we worked on. If you see, this is what is telling you all about the ERD that we need. For example, over here, it says there's a table called teams. The relationship is like this. And if you want to further refine it, so it talks about uh, primary keys, name in athlete and coaches, team and NOC in medals. And what are the foreign keys? It's talking about it. So again, easier to understand something that we have to open each and every table to figure it out and then draw on a piece of paper, write everything. Now it's as easy as this. So yes, the AI is helping you to find out the primary and the foreign keys as well. Sorry, I missed that question, but I had covered it initially only. That these are the few things that we use AI in creation of the dashboard. Like I also asked, I was just curious. So I can see country-wise medals, I can see athlete-wise medal, I can see breakup of country and events. But I was very interested. I wanted to understand, give like what is the strength of a country. I wanted to understand that. So I gave a prompt. This is something that I was working on yesterday night. So give me a table which shows country wise strength based on a sport. So something that, why I find this is here, because typically I ask everyone, when you create a dashboard, ask at least 20 solid questions to your data to be able to find insight. Now, we used to ask 20 questions, so it means we had to create 20 visuals in that. Then we used to discard what is not giving us insight, or let's say, for example, gender equality you spoke about. Now, in gender equality is 48 and 52%. So it's pretty equal, right? So should that be on my dashboard? Probably not. But instead of me creating it, I ask the question, I ask you to create visuals, and I'm easily to get an output. So I know this is something I can discard. I don't have to work with. So now in our dashboards, I'm only focusing on something which will generate insight for me. If something is not generating insight for me, I don't have to worry about it. So now it is not given a sport which each country dominates. Okay, this is better. Probably again, prompts matter a lot. Last night I got a different table. Right now I got a different table. Can you show the create dashboard manually without AI? That takes a lot of time also. However, I have done a lot of YouTube on Ivy Professional School. You will have a lot of videos that are available in which I have done dashboard creation from the point of picking up the data. The data sources are also given in the YouTube channel on the YouTube with the YouTube video, and end to end, and talking about small things. Like in some of them we'll talk about calculations, in others we'll talk about the ERD. So all those things are there. So if you want the link to those videos, what you can do is drop an email to us, and we'll be more than happy to send you the links where you can see on different platforms. Got it? So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, do let me know. So Satya, you can drop an email to connect at Ivy Pro School, and Fahim from my team can help you with the videos that you are looking for. I've sent you the email ID over here. Right? That will give you a good beginning. Fahim is also put. So that will give you a good beginning to basic dashboard creations in all these tools. Do we have to fill any forms for the certificate? I don't think so. It happens based on the attendance. So I hope you enjoyed today's workshop, and I thought I would be able to create a dashboard, but then I was thinking if I pick a tool, then depends of who knows what. You guys will get very focused on the tool rather than looking at the tougher part of working with that tool. Learning a tool is not is not difficult at all. What is difficult is all these smaller steps that we have to do in order to create a project or in order to solve a business problem. So please try to focus on the questions, try to focus on the insights, try to brainstorm all those things. Models, super duper important is modeling part. And that's where most of the people falter quite a bit. So these are the platforms which can make your life much easier. Where will you get the certificate? The certificate would be sent to on your emails. All right. All right, guys. Take care and thank you so much. Have a great evening and thank you. Some of you who have greatly participated in the conversations. Dr. Kurian, I would like to mention you. Thank you for your discussion and your participation. Then Kunal was there. Really enjoyed talking to you and getting your inputs
Thank
in
you
the
so much.
workshop.
It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take
Thank you.
care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
That's very nice. Bye.